All right, it says we are live. Hello, Gun Nation.
Yay. Evening.
Not sure how many we have. No, we've got. Oh, well, there they. Boom, bunch of them just popped in.
hmm
Wonder where everybody was. How are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing great. I am currently living under quarantine as I have been made aware I was in contact with somebody who had COVID-19. So as a
Uh-oh.
result, I have been asked to quarantine at my home from my job. So I said, okay.
Yeah.
So I've been
There
working
you
from
go.
home.
There you go.
hmm
Good old quarantine. But
Yep.
let's do a real quick roll call, especially the early ones. Yeah, I guess we have a bunch of thumbs down. If y'all want to hit the
Sweet.
thumbs up to counteract that, that'd be cool. But if you don't, that's cool too. Whatever y'all want to do. Yeah, we got Indy Irish, Captain Phil, Dennis B, Kathleen, Pistol Pete. Let's see here if there's anybody else that I missed. If they pop in, we'll say hi to them. But how's everyone doing this evening? We're going to be definitely taking questions. So if y'all have them, feel free to ask them and we'll try to jump on them. We got Scott, John Jeffries, Knuckles, Peter K. Hello, everyone. So, other than the quarantine, what else has been going on?
Not much, just kind of trying to stay warm. It's getting cold up here in the Northeast, of course. Had a little bit of some flurries today.
Oh,
Picked
yeah.
up a Glock 48 not too long ago. So I've been playing around a little bit with that. Obviously, I can't go anywhere with it, but
Yeah.
I do like it. I had one before, but it had that stupid silver coating on it. This one's all black. They did a couple. I mean, there's one thing that I noticed that was different from the first one, but I'll talk about that in the video. And it was one thing that I said was kind of strange on the 48 when I got the initial one. And this one seems a little bit better, but that's all I'm going to say. I can't tell you what it is.
Okay. Cool. All right, we got Kyla Coiler, Captain Phil, Bald and Curious. He is saying 1776, don't feel bad. We are quarantined as well. My goddaughter tested positive. Ooh.
Yeah, well, it's supposedly spreading around here like crazy in the old Hudson Valley area. So
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully, and like I said, I'm sure everybody's going to come out of this fine, hopefully, knock on wood. But like I said before, we're probably all going to end up with it or a form of it. Hopefully not, but, you know, it just seems that it's definitely spreading around. I know they said what, vitamin A, vitamin D, and zinc. I guess everybody should be
B12, I
taking that.
think too.
Huh?
B12 as well.
Or
B12.
B12. Okay. Yeah, because there's
I've been
like
doing a
three or
lot of
four.
like my wife's been making a lot of like green shakes. So I've been doing that with some fruit. Just, keep yourself hydrated. Like I don't feel 100%. Like I definitely feel like I got something,
Yeah.
but nothing that I feel like, oh my God, I need to go to hospital. Thank God. But, I've just been drinking a lot of water. Those stupid friggin' cold, easy things or whatever. Cause I feel like
Yeah.
I really feel like I just have a pretty mild head cold right now.
Yeah. And it could very well be just that. I guess I know that you've
Right.
tested, so we'll have
Right.
to, see how that comes out. But yeah, I'm staying
Right.
hydrated too. I've got the small glass of hydration. So
Well, I had water, but I finished it. I
no, I've
can't
got
show the
I've got the
I can't show the advertisement though.
yeah,
I'm
I've
not
got the
allowed to.
big glass of water, but that's obviously not water. We're sponsored by Buffalo Trace this evening. But
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do our 30-second sponsorship ad. Oh wait, we don't have any. Never mind.
yeah, yeah. Hey,
We're
that's
sponsored
funny.
by our hard work.
Yeah, exactly. Sponsored by me, myself, and I, and you, yourself, and you.
Mhm.
But
And then some.
yeah. Let's see here. Any more about the body? Okay. Guess they're saying something about get a few minutes in the sun. More on your body just won't absorb it. Yeah. Electrolytes help.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just about hydrating, man. Just stay hydrated. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and whiskey kills everything. So, if you want
that's
to,
right.
yeah.
And take a shower in it later.
Yeah. And if you're going to be quarantined for 10 days, why not just, get tanked up for 10 days? What the hell?
Sure. I'm sure that's good.
Yeah. But
All right, let's
no, I'm
see.
just joking. Don't anybody do that. But
So Dennis asked me if I've become a full Glocktard. No, I have not actually. Just what it is. I'm thinning out the herd, so to speak, with Glocks and moving away from guns that I've owned in regards to the Glock world for a while. Things that just work better for me, the way it feels in my hand. So, like for example, the 45, the 19X, the 48, and the 43X, I think are probably where I would, eventually like to go to if I was going to own more Glocks. Right now I have the 45, I'm getting the 19X again, and I got the 48. So really the only one left is 43X. My 19s I've actually sold because I have the MR920, which is basically a much better version of the 19.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going with that.
Yeah. Hello, Lynx Defense.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. Guy Comet, Pistol Pete. Everybody's jumping in. We appreciate y'all. Indy Irish is saying, should you reload all of your components or load as you go? Indy, I'm not the loading guy. Bald would probably have a better answer to that. But, it never hurts to load and make sure you have plenty on hand. But, well, here we go. This is a pretty good one. Oh, hang on. Here it is right here. Says I bought a CZ75 for my godson today for $250. Hell of a deal.
Yeah,
it is a heck of a deal.
Especially if you look online, some of these online retailers like Bun Groper, you look at them and the prices of guns are, depends on, it's not all guns, certain guns, like for example, I didn't realize this, but apparently you can now buy the P10S in OD green and FDE, which I did not know. So those are available, but they are asking $600 on GB. So that's a lot, man, for a P10S. So I was like, no, thank you. But a lot of the guns are high priced. Actually, I saw the Stoger, what is it, the ST9 or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Somebody was trying to sell
or something.
An all FDE version on the website, and they were asking $600 for it.
What? That's like a $290
$250 gun, and they're asking $600.
No,
so I was like, wow, things have gotten crazy. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, the thing is, people see that and they're like, oh my God, I just got to grab a gun, and they just grab whatever they've got out there. This is actually, and I've been asked this before, but I've never really said anything about it. And I know you've got one too. She's saying that she bought the Gen 2 Lyman trigger gauge. How accurate do you think they are? I don't really know. I've got mine right here. I use it quite a bit, actually. Mine's the Lyman. And mine might be the first generation because I don't think it has the new little handle. Mine is this one. But they're pretty damn accurate. So I don't know, because I've tested mine and then I got some Apex readings from them, and mine was pretty much on. So I'm assuming it's pretty accurate, but who knows? Yeah, I'm running into this. What about you? Lynx is saying, has anyone ordered anything online lately and having massive issues with shipping providers delivering in a reasonable amount of time?
No, I've been having nothing but luck. Everything I've ordered has been exactly when they say it would be here. No delays, nothing.
Wow, you are lucky, because I've got 3 things that were supposed to be here today. They were like, yesterday. Supposed to be here yesterday, and I've gotten delayed on all 3 of those. And now when you look at it, it hasn't tracked anymore. It's just like wherever the last place it was checked in, it's just stopped. And one of them was in Oklahoma, which, hell, I could drive and pick the damn thing up. So I don't know where the hell it's gone.
Well, let me correct that. I've been waiting about 3 months for a Lynx Defense bag for a rifle, and it just never has shown up. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I hear you. Now I did. Pistol Pete's bringing up a point. He says he has the Wheeler trigger gauge, cheap and accurate, and I'm sure they are. I did have, when I first got into YouTube, way back when, before I bought this Lyman, I got one that had, like, it was spring loaded and it had that little, where it would just kind of move on the outside of it. And that one was not accurate. Matter of fact, when I got this one, because I kept thinking, man, this not accurate. And he probably has the Wheeler electronic gauge, but this was the little manual slider. And I checked that compared to this, and it was way off. It was like sometimes a pound off. So, I don't know about those. I don't know if they're all that great, but, we'll see. Let's see here. Yep, and I've seen this before too. Maybe you have the SD9 VEs, saying with one mag for $450. Yeah, I've seen some of that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, well, somebody's going to buy it. Somebody's going to pay for it. So, I mean, you can't
They
really
will.
blame them for selling that. Although
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know why.
Capitalism at its best. We've talked about that before. Let's see here. Now, since we've got, I don't even know how many we have on the chat. I did have, one question, and we can take any questions y'all have. Please throw them out there. It's kind of we're just, taking whatever you got. But I do have one question, and I just wanted to get some follow-up, some feedback, not bashing anything, not, just want to get opinions. The first question is, and this is for you, of course, 17, will you get the flu shot? Or excuse me, will you get the COVID shot?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
No.
And I agree with you 100%. If you've watched, and I'm not one of those, oh my God, we're going to turn into something crazy or zombies or whatever. But, they've done plenty of other doctors. And what's funny is it's not funny, but there's a video that's out. It's like 30 minutes long, and it's multiple doctors from all over, and they're real doctors, like virus control doctors. I mean, they actually give their resumes on there. And they're on that video, there's 3 doctors from the Dallas area, and they're very reputable hospitals. I know all of them. And there's one from Oklahoma, and they're all giving their opinions on it. And, normal stuff goes through the FDA and all that stuff. And it's like 5 years testing, and I understand they're trying to speed it up to help people, but we're dealing with a virus, or in my opinion, that's 99.6%, that you're probably going to be okay. And then the virus, I think the shot is like 92%, or what they're saying. But I'm just like, I don't want to be the test dummy on that. So that was the first thing. What's your opinions on that, other than you're not going to take it?
So the reason why I'm not going to take it is one, because there's not enough research, in my opinion. And again, I'm not an expert, and I'm not going to try to pretend I'm a doctor, an epidemiologist, or whatever the fuck word it is. But I mean, I just don't have enough faith that this has been worked out accordingly. I don't want to be the guy who somehow has an adverse reaction to it. And I was reading some things about, there's 2 doses. There's an initial dose and then the booster. And I guess when you get the booster, it's when you get a pretty good dramatic symptoms of the booster shot. Then I was reading something that has caused anaphylactic reactions in certain individuals, which, could make you stop breathing, which would be bad.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to experience that. And it's kind of interesting. Like, I remember when I was in the fire department many, many moons ago, I had to go and get vaccinated for a bunch of shit, because you're getting exposed to, God knows what. So, of course, instead of them breaking it up over several days, it was all in one shift. So we went in and we got, basically poked everywhere with needles. And, and then that night when I was on shift, I got so sick. I was so sick in my bed. I was shivering. I was shivering, sweating, feeling like I was going to shit myself, throw up all over the bed, praying to God we didn't get any calls. And, we went the night quiet, which was a surprise. But I thought I was going to die that night. And after that, I was like, you know what? I'm done with vaccinations, man. My son, for example, we got him the flu vaccine one year. And, they always say, oh, it's not a live, not a live flu virus, whatever. That boy got such a high fever that we had to actively cool him down because he was so high with his temperature. And after that, I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I can trust what's in these vaccines to not have such an adverse reaction. Yes, it may not kill you, but it has the potential, and you don't know what's really in it. And, I don't think I'm willing to take that chance just yet.
Yeah. And I mean,
but,
I can totally,
I'm sorry. I just want to say one last thing, and I have to put this in there. But our beloved governor of New York State has said he may mandate it for everyone in New York. Okay. Good luck with that.
Yeah. And, I'm seeing, like Big Al saying, that he's, he and his wife are going to take it, and understand with, elderly people, things like that, and if you've got some symptoms or not symptoms, but if you're in a situation where you feel more comfortable with it, and I'm not judging anyone, I'm not, just so y'all know, I'm personally not. So whatever you feel comfortable with, by all means, do it. And then there was I think someone said, do we get the flu shot? Just like what you said, I have gotten the flu shot before. But if you really think about it, the flu shot has been out for and I know that they add strands to it and things. I know that they've done that, but the flu shot itself has been out for God, forever. This is new. So my vote is to give it to everybody in politics, and then we just sit back and watch and see what happens to them, and then we kind of adjust and go accordingly between there. So, but as far as me personally, I'm just not going to. Now, the second part of that question is, and you kind of said it, but I've got it written down. Okay. Do you think they will make it mandatory? Okay. And then do you think that they'll hold it kind of against us? Like if you don't get it, like, say you get your shot, your 2-stage shot or the single stage, and they give you your sticker, you put it on the back of your driver's license or whatever they say it's going to be, because this is just my opinion. I don't know if they're going to do that, but you go to check in for a flight. They look at the back and they're like, oh, you don't have your sticker, so you can't get on the flight, or you can't get on the bus, or you can't go to the university, or you can't come into this building, or you can't go into government buildings like to renew your driver's license or a court appearance or any of that. Do you think it'll come to that?
I don't think it will, only because it will be challenged immediately by the courts, and it'll stop. They'll do a desist or something, like a stop and desist. Yeah. So I highly doubt they're going to be able to enforce that. I don't know. Like I said, this whole process, this whole thing that's gone on, I've said it when it started, and I'll say it now. I have no right answers for any of this stuff. And if you're listening to my answers and you take it as gospel, you're an idiot, because I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what the right thing is to do. I don't know what the wrong thing is to do. What I do know is, do I think the virus is real? Yes. Do I think people have died? Yes. Do I think that, they've preyed upon our fears? I think absolutely, to a very detrimental point. But again, I don't know what the right answer is. I don't, at least not for any of you. I only know what it is for me.
Yeah. And Big Al is saying elderly. I wasn't meaning that disrespectful, sir. I know that you are older, and I know that you've had, your medical condition. I'm aware of that. I'm concerned with my parents also, and trust me, I'll go ahead and say it now. My parents are kind of the CNN watchers. So the world's falling, just to kind of put it that way with them. So, I'm sure my dad and I are going to go around and around about this. He's going to be like, aren't you going to be the first in line to get it? I'm going to be like, well, no, there's people that need it way before me. But
you wouldn't be able to get it anyway.
Yeah, no, and I totally understand that. And like I said, but it's like, I don't want to be the guinea pig, so to say. And it could be perfectly fine, but it's just not for me. And if they start pushing it, like, you've got to get it, you've got to get it, you've got to get it, I'm really hoping a lot of people stand up and fight back and just say, you know what? If y'all all have your shot, and this is the way I'm going to put it, if y'all all have your shot and I don't have mine, why are you even worried about me? Because you're protected. So why should you worry about me? But,
and that's also the other debatable factor is, you read some stories from doctors who have said they got infected, or somebody else got infected, and they got infected a second time because there was no immunity built from that initial infection. So I'm a little curious, if that's the case, how are you really building an immunity from a vaccine, or, I guess a temporary immunity, if you're not building antibodies when you already have it? So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a medical expert, but there's just too many. This whole thing has been nothing but an unanswered question anyway, whether it was from a Chinese lab, whether it was from, a biological experiment or not. I mean, there's just never been enough answers to really make any educational guess or educated guess at this point. So who knows? Yeah. Do whatever the hell you guys want. Do what's best.
That's what I'm saying. It should be choice. And if you choose to do it, do it. If you don't, don't. I mean, that's pretty much it. I have a feeling this happens to bald quite a bit, but not.
The only problem was it was not a doctor, and it was not a female.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And he was getting a check and had both hands on his shoulder. Yeah. But I just think that it should be, freedom of choice. If you want to get it, get it. If you don't. But let's see here. Yeah, let's see, there was someone else. Oh yeah, and another thing, and this is kind of a thing about this. Even when the shot comes out, people start getting it. It's say it's been out for a while. Do you think we'll still have like the mask mandate where you have to wear a mask and you have to social distance and all of that even after the vaccine's out and been out for a while? Do you think that's still going to come into effect or play a part?
I think they'll probably wind up easing restrictions, but not completely getting rid of them, because they're going to say, well, we want to see how it all takes shape, and then they're going to realize, oh crap, the vaccine didn't work. So who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I have no clue. I mean, this is me pissing in the wind because, I'm not an expert in this stuff. You can only do what you think is your best choice, and I think that's something that has been lost in the argument. Like, if you don't want a vaccine, great. You don't want to wear a mask, okay. Just keep to yourself, do what you need to do for yourself, and move along. But you read stories about people who are refusing to wear masks in stores, and what are they doing? They're spitting on people and coughing in people's faces. Like, that's just stupid. I mean, that's just stupid, and it's irresponsible, because while it may not kill 100% of the people it comes in contact with, it certainly is killing some people. Not necessarily just elderly, but also young people, healthy people, older people, blah, blah, blah. So I think it's irresponsible to do that. So how about we just practice some self-accountability, self-responsibility, and hopefully things will work out itself. And maybe then we'd have a little more faith in the powers that be, as opposed to them just cramming down our throats a bunch of garbage, But like I said, to each their own.
Yeah, and that's the thing. On a police officer, of course, if you spit in their face, that's an offense. I mean, they can, charge you for that, because you don't know what's in. I mean, they could have AIDS, they could have anything. You don't know. So keep that stuff to yourself. Don't start spitting on people and doing crazy stuff. You're gonna be eating out of a straw. Just.
I mean, it's kind of cool to walk into a bank with a mask on and not be shot or arrested. I mean, that's pretty fun.
Yeah,
you gotta have fun with this. Have some fun with the mask thing. Go into a bank and just walk in and say, "Hey, it's a stick up," and then just say, "I'm just kidding."
Yeah.
See what
happens. When I do that, I prefer to wear pantyhose. They tend to like that better. So, or tape. You can tape your nose down. But
Biz is claiming that I got him infected with COVID-19. No, I did not. You got it before me. I don't even have it. I just got quarantined. So I'm waiting for my test results. So I have to wait another 3 days, 3 or 4 days. I don't even know, because there's no rapid tests by me.
Yeah.
How stupid is that? And then they only have, listen how crazy this is. There's no rapid testing. And then if you go to the 2 facilities that have it, you have to pay out of pocket $150.
Yep.
Like, what is that? I mean, we have such a bad pandemic, but we're going to make people pay money to get a rapid test.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, that's like the video I put up the other day. I went into a customer and I saw this thing on their desk, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And he's like, "That's our anti-COVID sprayer." And I was like, "Anti-COVID sprayer?" And I put a picture of it up on the thumbnail. And basically, what it is, it's a DeWalt little handheld sprayer, like what you would spray paint with, and they've rigged it up to put COVID, disinfectant in it, or anti-COVID disinfectant. And I said, "Well, how much was that little baby?" And he said, "It was $1,000." And we bought 3 of them. And I was like, "What?" Like, I remember the days where people had a can of Lysol for $5 on their desk, but whatever. So
Right.
I think what that is when people see it, they're like, "Oh, they're protecting." It's that sense of security. And hey, if that's that's what works for them, so be it.
And then some people are bringing up the fact rapid tests are not as accurate. They're only 87% accurate, so that's true. But what they do is that when they do the rapid test, they also send out a part of that test that you took to a lab to generate, to see if it's within those 5-day windows, if it generates or not, and then you got it or not. So they do both at the same time. But I figured, what the hell, might as well just wait. And like I said, I can't go back to work. They're not letting me back to work until I'm clear. So
yeah. Yeah, but like I said, give us your gun questions. Let's jump into some guns or whatever y'all want to talk about. Let it loose. Give us some questions. And if I've missed any, holler at me. Or if I've missed them, please ask them again. But yeah, there's definitely money in this. And another thing that I was kind of thinking about is, I'm just curious. They're talking about big pharma and all this, and we're all aware of that. But I'm just wondering, like, if they charge it to your insurance company, for one, how much is this shot going to be? It can't be cheap. It's not going to be like $5. I'm just curious how much it's going to be. I don't know. But all right, Dennis B is asking. Now, there's a lot of variables here. So, what gun should I buy, or should I buy my wife for concealed carry? What would be your choices?
Well, you tell us what your wife looks like. Is she big, small? Is she, physically capable? Is she not? I mean, that's kind of like that's like an open-ended one. So give us a little more description about what she is or who she is. But I mean, some people would tell you the Walther CCP. I would say no. Some people would say like an easy shield or something like that. It's super easy. It could be that. It could be a 43X, could be a 43. I would not go below a 9mm. I think that's kind of, I know we tell people, oh, well, there's less recoil, but I think 9mm is where you need to be. Because even that's not a guarantee you're going to put the person down, but I think it would be better. So I don't know. I mean, it's like I said, there's a lot of different things that go into that. Some women are much more capable, they're stronger, they can, better physical shape, whatever it might be. So it could be something a little bit harder to use. But I mean, if it was a first timer, I mean, the Easy Shield, I think is a good call. I mean, it's got safeties up everywhere. It's a decently priced handgun. It's a Smith. Just don't get one of the ones that were recalled. That's all.
Yeah. Well, it's really funny that you said that because my mother-in-law is actually getting her first gun ever. And of course, I'm involved with it, and I've had it on reserve for quite a while, and it finally came in. And it is not on the affected or the recall. It's not recalled. This one is not, but it is the Shield Easy 9mm. Now, one thing I chose to do and recommended to her is to not get the flip safety because it has the grip safety already. And of course, it's the little hammer fired version, it's got the hammer in it, but just so she can grab it and go. So she is picking it up this Friday. But I recommend, like what Kathleen said, don't get a tiny gun. I think he said his wife is short and things, and so she might have smaller hands. But I would definitely not recommend a huge gun, and I would not recommend a tiny gun. And I think, if you've ever racked an Easy, I mean, they're super easy, and depends on if they have like good hand strength, which my mother-in-law, kind of does, but not, she couldn't yank back a Glock. So we kind of fit her to that gun, and I think she's going to be really happy with it, and that's kind of what she's decided on. So anyway, she picks that up on Friday, and she hasn't been, or that's when she goes to fill out her paperwork and everything. So this will be her first one. I'm pretty proud she's doing it. Got another one on hold for my mother-in-law's best friend. So she'll be getting that one when it comes in. But what was weird is out of their 2 locations, they had 9 Shield Easies that came in to the store, brand new. 8 of them have to go back for the recall. So they could only sell the one, or they would have gotten 2 of them on that same day. So, but and Bizza, and this is, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Get a Glock 48.
Yeah, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
I could show you mine, but then we'd be banned, so I can't show that to you.
I don't care. But, like I said, I think with, even on a Glock 48, when you're pushing them, pushing, like if she were to just push the mag or load a mag by herself, that thumb is a little harder where the Easy has the pull down. So I thought that would be even easier for her too. So, but Bizza brings up a good question or a good comment. Why is she finally deciding to get armed? Well, part of it was for the looting, and all this other stuff she's seeing. And she doesn't live in a bad area. She lives out, in a nicer area where it's not a city area, so to say. However, it's just she wants that peace of mind to have something to protect herself with, and I'm all for that. And I've been pushing her for quite a while to get something. But when she started seeing all this stuff popping off and, all that, it pretty much made up her mind. And she's like, I want to get it. And she's going to take her concealed carry class. So she is going to sign up for that when she gets some time behind the gun. And I'm going to be teaching her. So, and them, her and her best friend that we've known forever. So I just think, like I've said, everyone should be armed. So
Romans 6:23 is saying that What did he say? I just lost it. Go figure. I don't know. He said something to the effect, maybe it wasn't. I can't find it. It just disappeared. Oh, don't get a striker fired pistol. Go double action or double action or single action, you know, combined double action only or DA or SA. So if that was the case, let's say you wanted to get her a hammer fired gun, what would be a good choice or an alternative to carry and to shoot at a range, you know, because obviously concealability is an issue, but I don't ever buy that school of thought that you can't conceal this or you can't conceal that. You absolutely can. You can conceal a friggin' rifle in your pants if you had to. Yeah. So, I mean, to me, that's not a good argument that, oh, you can't conceal it. Like somebody mentioned something about the Glock 48 might be a little bit too long in the grip. Dennis said that. I don't agree with that. I think you can absolutely conceal it if you're willing to dress around that. Now, some people are not. Some people have their dress code and this is how I'm going to dress no matter what. But I mean, I've carried outside the waistband with a friggin' button-up shirt, no problem, and big guns, small guns. You know, I've always said that. You can carry anything if you dress around that idea that you're carrying a handgun. And then most times people don't even notice anyway.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I've carried P09's appendix. I've carried, you know, the P09 with a comp at the 3 o'clock on the outside waistband. It's dressing around it. You know, but I didn't want to get her too small of a gun, and I didn't want to get her too big of a gun, and I wanted something easy to rack the slide and everything else for her first gun. Or, you know, that's what I was recommending to her. It's absolutely her choice. But I just thought that would be a really good gun for her to work with for her first gun. Mm. And then, you know, if she decides to get something different, you know, she can use one for home defense. You know, if she wants to get maybe a Glock 43X or something like that, you know, for a little more concealability in a purse or something. She won't ever carry on her person. She won't do that. She's just not that way. She'd carry it in a purse or something like that. And she's not like a big lady. She's short, you know, not heavy or anything. She's just a little lady. And, you know, I just think that it'll work out well for her. But, you know, again,
Dennis is saying she's a nurse, so she has to wear scrubs, and they're a bit snug fitting. So, I mean, yeah, I get that, you know. Yeah. Tell her to get a bigger shirt.
Yeah. Well, and you can. I mean, like, you know, with a lot of like the descent or the clips, you know, that I carry on my holsters, they'll actually clip on those or sweatpants or whatever. So, you know, and yeah, you could. I've seen a lot of people. You know, it's really funny, and maybe you've seen them too. They're bringing, you know, they're like the little sling pouches that kind of go over your shoulder. It kind of looks, and I joked around and I said, it kind of looks like a fanny pack, but you're wearing it across your shoulder. And there's people carrying guns in those now, and they're just keeping them right up on their chest. So you just unzip it and it's right there. I don't even think she would ever carry that. Some people might not, but I think if you're out in the woods or something, you know, you could carry your medical kit or whatever in that stuff too. But yeah, there's just so many different ways to carry. But of course, you know, you want to put a holster on it, you know, or have it in a holster, not just throw it in a glove box loose. But, you know, and I didn't even, you know, these are personal friends of mine since I was a kid, but a friend of mine and his wife, you know, they bought their first gun not too long ago. And heck, he's my age. And this is his first gun. And so I went over with them and spent a whole day pretty much going over it with the whole family of how to use them and stuff and clean them and take them apart, all that stuff. And that was really good. They had a good time and learned a lot off of that, and even taught them how to dry fire. So since especially we're in this ammo crunch, so to say. But let's see here. Yeah, music saying curious, but has a Kydex holster inside. Yeah, I would definitely recommend that. And I have seen the belly band holster, but ankle carry, yeah, you could do that too if you want to. The only thing about an ankle carry, and I've done that in the past too, with boots or depending on the way your pants are, you know, you'd have to bend down, pull your pants up to get your pants leg up to get your gun out. So might take a little bit too much time. Okay, we'll ask you this, 17. Are you using polymer plates?
I don't have any.
Yeah,
no body armor.
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, I don't have body armor.
Yeah, I have not used polymer plates. I've got the the thin. Now they're, level 3 plus, but I've got the thin steel plates, but they're the shooter's cut, so they're not squared at the top, and they do have the anti-spalling and like a double coat. And it's the real deal. It's not the ones they sell on Wish or any of that. But that's what I'm running. I know a lot of people don't run steel. They run ceramics and all this other stuff. But that's what I'm running. So, yeah. Thumbs up, please. Yeah, Big Al, we appreciate that. Everybody smash that thumbs up. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I guess my bigger question about plates are, why do you really need them?
Well,
yeah, I'm gonna stir up the fire pit a little bit.
No,
like, why do you need plates?
Definitely do. The way that I look at it is, I travel a lot, so I carry mine, and it's secured, it's locked in the safe in the truck. I've got a big vault because I go to some not so good areas, and I'm not saying that I'm prepared for World War III. I'm not. But if I have to put it on, if there's an active shooter and I've got it and I've got to put it on, at least I have it. All it takes is, and I'm not saying, you're only covering so much of your body. Your head's exposed. I'm not putting on nods and, the ballistic helmets and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's a good thing to have. And not saying you need 10 plates, 10 sets. I've got 2 sets, and just if something were to pop off even at the house, and or if you were in an area where maybe you live on a main road and that's where the looting is going to happen or the march is going to happen, and then it turns into a crap storm, you got a better chance at having that thing on than just standing there, shooting out in the thing. I'd hate to get taken down by a 22 or something to the side. You just don't ever know. I don't look at it as a, everybody in the world has to have it. But if you can have it, why not? It's just an extra, and even like people carry backpacks, they even make the plates that just slide down in your backpack, and they're not even heavy. You don't even really feel them. If you had to flip your backpack around and, you're in a mall and use that as one, why not? Well, and East Texas Outlaws is bringing up a good point. I was kind of wondering that too. Well, here it is. He has all of the above poly plates, and I've kind of read a little bit about poly plates, but I don't know a lot about them. But he said that they float, and he has to work in the floods in Southeast Texas, so I can understand that. And that's kind of another thing, if you're in a like I know that in Galveston and stuff, they've had all the big floods. It's right here in Texas. You get the looters, you get all kinds of stuff, and if you can have something on like that to help you defend your business or defend your home or to stand out watch, if you had to, at least you're less of a target. It only covers so much, but your vitals is what you want to protect. So yeah, and like Kathleen says, you can get all decked out with your tactical gear, and you can go to Walmart or something.
Only after midnight.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Have you ever? It's just a little thing, but have you ever had to go into a Walmart or something after midnight just to grab something?
Sure have.
Man, it's like a freaking costume party. I'm like,
it's like that. It's like that song, "The Freaks Come Out at Night." They come out in droves at night in Walmart.
Yeah, I've seen a guy wearing a little tutu. I've seen, at my local one, I'm just like, where the hell do these people come from? But yeah, heck, you could take popcorn in there and just make a show out of it. Yep. Like John Jeffries is saying, Tweaker City. And I'm telling you, they are definitely in there, man. They got the scratchies going and everything. All right. So give us some more gun questions, guys. Do you have anything, we are coming up on Christmas. Do you have anything on your Christmas wish list, gun or gear related, that you would like to have?
What I'd like to have, it's so hard. It's like, there's not a lot out there that I think is so cool that, I want to have it, so to speak. There are some things that I would like to get back, or at least change in certain aspects. I've been looking at another Glock 45 because I'll be honest with you, I think for me the 45 and the 19X are my two favorite all-time Glocks.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at maybe bringing in another 45, just because, like I said, those are going to be my go-to Glocks. I'm not going to keep doing 19s when you get a nice gun like that MR920. I've been looking at the MR920s, the long slide. I was looking at, I definitely have my eyes on a Steyr. Not sure which one yet. I'm thinking about either the M9 or the C9. I've never owned a C9, but I like the fact that you're getting the regular grip with the 3.8 inches of the slide. So it's kind of got that dynamic of a 43X, 19X type of deal, just not a 4-inch slide. So if I was going to pick something up before the end of the year, it's probably going to be a Steyr because I really want one back. I actually sold all of mine because my intention was to sell the old ones to get the new ones, and then the new ones never came out. So now they're available, but the prices are being driven up way too high. I mean, I've seen them going for $700, and as much as I like that gun, the gun is not worth $700. It's just not. So I would like to get a Steyr. I think that's probably my number one on the list. I'm pretty happy with everything I got right now. I mean, there's certain things I'm using a lot, certain things that are just taking a back seat. Whoa, there goes the microphone. In the safe, I don't really carry my CZs much. But yeah, I mean, if I was going to say one thing in regards to firearms, it really is the Steyr. There really is nothing else out there that I'm really interested in at this point. And honestly, it's getting to the point where what's the point of buying more handguns? I can't find any ammo. So they're just sitting here and collecting dust because there's just not enough ammo to go around. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm actually going to hopefully upgrade some of my other stuff, like some of my audio stuff that I've been using here, like this microphone I think is going to be gone soon. I just want to do some more things with audio. Like I said, I've been playing with an idea of starting another channel, not related to guns at all, but I don't know how I want to do that yet. So there's things I want to play around with. Like I guess that's my goal for next year, is to kind of play around with the format a little bit. So it's not just my beautiful hands on screen anymore. I've been watching some channels where they're evolving and they're starting to show their faces more. I'm not a big fan of that because I feel like it's never been about me. It's more about the item that I have. Mm-hmm. But, I want to try to change some things and do some different things. So we'll see how it plays out. Who the hell knows?
Cool. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's always good about that. Boomy is saying, got 2 Christmas presents this week. I went to a 2-day training class at Modern Samurai Project for red dot and appendix carry. Yeah. Scott Jelinski. I never can pronounce his name right, but he's awesome. That is a class I would definitely love to take. So congrats, man. Let's see here. Nefarious is saying TLR7A for PO1, Olight, Mini, Balder, Mini, don't cut it. Yeah, 2 poor switches. Yeah. No, good choice with the TLR7A. I love mine. Great light. As far as things that I'm looking at or wanting for Christmas, I definitely love like Visa gift cards because I can buy exactly what I want. But I've already cheated and bought some stuff for myself. One of it's sitting right there, but I won't give it away because I already have the video. We'll put it this way. The pre-video is coming out. I've already shot it and everything. And then I've got some goodies that I talk about in the video that I want to change, but I've already gotten them. Another one is being made, and it probably won't be here for a couple of weeks. But yeah, as far as guns, there's not a gun out there that I'm just like drooling over that I have to have. There's really, I'm very content with all the stuff that I have. Of course, I would love even more ammo. That's never a bad thing. So Santa can bring that for us. But, there's just nothing really out there that's biting me. Bald is needing a cheap. You're not going to find a cheap Gen 3 right now, but he's needing Glock 17 if anybody's got one. Yeah, ammo for Christmas is always a good thing. But
if you can find it.
Yeah. A Vector 45, that's cool. But
I would like a dog that would stop barking because my damn old dog has this new thing where she just keeps on barking.
Yeah. Well, that's what dogs do, Nothing wrong with that.
No, okay. I'm going to take her out like Old Yeller at this point because she doesn't stop.
Yeah. Well, but Yeah, there's just nothing. I mean, I kind of look and see if there's anything that's, like, hey, we creeped this gun in, or hey, something new and exciting, and I'm not seeing it right now.
Yeah.
Also, I've been
I mean,
shooting. Go ahead.
there really is just nothing. I mean, we could do videos of the new Taurus, which everybody wants to do because that's going to get them views. I'm not into doing that stuff. Like if I'm doing something, it's because it interests me. I actually played with the idea of maybe doing another video of the CCP M2 because I had a lot of people bashing me this weekend. What a surprise that they hated my guts because I hated that gun. So one of them was like, why don't you just get the new M2 and do a video? It says, well, send it to me and I'll send it back to you when I'm done with it. But I'm not paying for it because it's not a gun I'm ever going to, want to keep,
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of like to that point where there really has not been anything. I mean, there've been some things that have been missing, like the Steyrs, because they're not available. And then when they are, it's very far and few between. So that's why it's like, how much more could you pump out, because there's really nothing to discuss at this point. At least nothing that's going to excite me personally, in regards to firearms at this point.
Yeah, and I know that we both agree on that because I've said that numerous times. I'm not going to buy a gun just to do a review for, like you said, and there's nothing wrong with, if that's the guns that you want, like the Tauruses and stuff like that. I'm just not going to buy a gun like that personally to do a review because I know that I would never keep it in my personal collection. And I try to show guns that I would carry or that I like or that I recommend, or even gear. I just won't buy a piece of gear and say, hey, let's do this review and then chunk it in a box. I'm just not that reviewer. I've had stuff, even sent in that I've reviewed and I'm like, hey, here's, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you want to buy it, buy it. But I'm just not that guy that's going to buy stuff just to do a review on it. So, yeah. And the Langdon, I've had a lot of people ask me, and maybe they've asked you too, why don't you get a Beretta 92 LTT, and send it out and have it dotted, or buy one from Langdon Tactical, the RDO and things like that. And I think they're cool guns. And I've had 92s in the past. There's absolutely nothing wrong with those guns other than I wish the grip were longer just for my hands. Nothing against them. I mean, they shoot great, great guns. I'm not going to buy one just to do a review because it would probably just sit there because when I did shoot one, I mean, I had one that was just the regular one, but then I've shot KS's, the Wilson Combat and the LTT. Over the Shadow 2, it just didn't do anything for me. And not that it's a bad gun, but the Shadow 2 gives me a little more grip length. Do like the ergos better, and it just works better for me personally. For other people, LTT might be the gun, and there's nothing wrong with that gun. They're both very proven, but that's why I said there's 31 flavors. Everybody can get what they want.
So Pistol Pete asked, what happened to moving away from polymer guns? And then Kathleen asked, do you prefer poly for carry? I mean, that's kind of interesting. Like, at one point I did move away from polymer, and I have plenty of metal guns in that safe behind me. Now when it comes to a daily carry, do I think I prefer the polymer? I think I do, but not because of necessarily weight or anything else. It's because when you get a metal gun, there's something, I think, in my opinion, there's something nicer about an all metal gun. Whether it's the fact that the materials, I think, are a little bit nicer, or maybe just there's a little bit more time with the machining, that kind of stuff. So for me, it's always difficult to carry because I always wind up either scuffing it or something. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm kind of a freak like that, So a lot of times the metal stays in the safe, goes to the range, it comes home, goes back in the safe, and then the polymer is where it's at for carry, because if it falls and it gets scuffed or it gets marked up, I don't really care, because they're, in my opinion, a little bit more replaceable. And even if you get a scuff or something like that, you can stipple it. You can do something to it with like an aluminum frame or a steel frame. You just can't do that, So I think that's why I tend to carry more polymer. If I was looking at a metal gun, like right now, one of the rages is that the P320 Scorpion, whatever they call the AXG. Or,
AXG, I think. Yeah.
And those are nice too. But, I already have metal lowers from Icarus Precision, which work great. I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag a little bit. I got a couple of things coming from them very soon. And one of them is going to, in my opinion, if you guys want an aluminum framed lower, you're going to love what he's sending me. I saw a picture of it today, and I can't even say it. It just
We almost
blows. It blows the Scorpion out of the water, in my opinion.
wow. And you almost said a
Just
cuss
in
word.
design.
I saw a cuss word hanging on the end of your tongue right there for a second.
Oh, it was there. It was close. It was totally
Yeah.
close. But yeah, he does great stuff. I mean, they do great work. It's you know, I kind of talked to him a little bit about his you know, what the Scorpion is, and he made some good counterpoints. You know, their stuff is cheaper, and they believe their stuff is designed better. So I look forward to getting some little goodies from them, because
Cool.
you know, like I said, they don't pay me, they don't support the channel that way, and I just do it because I like it, and if I can help them out, great, and hopefully it gets bigger and better. So
yeah,
that's where I'm at.
That's
with
awesome.
that.
Yeah. Well, Anthony, we appreciate it. He donated $5 to the cause, and we definitely appreciate it so much. Yeah, and I mean, I'm all about, you know, supporting small businesses and things like that. You know, you do it, I do it. I've been doing it for a long time, and watching them grow and helping them grow. And I mean, I think that's what it's all about. So, you know, support the products that you enjoy. You know, I mean, I was buying these products way back before they ever started sending them in to me. So, hello, Vborg, how are you? Let's see here. Romans is asking SPO1 tactical Cajunized and PO1. Yeah, I mean they're you know they're great guns. Love them, love them, love them. So and you know, as far as the alloy or the steel versus the polymer, I enjoy shooting all guns. You know, the polymer are definitely lighter. You know, I've carried full size 1911s before, carried them forever. And it was a single stack, but that was back when, you know, that was the thing to do. I'm old, remember? But I just think now you've got so many choices, and you know, that's why I have a few, you know, I probably have a handful of guns that are in the carry rotation pretty much dominantly all the time. But I'm not opposed to carrying a steel gun, a polymer gun. I think they all, you know, I can shoot them all well. Back to the double action, single action versus striker fire. You know, especially for a new gun owner, the double action, you know, on most guns, unless you trick them out, it's got that really heavy double action or heavier double action. And that's the thing that I do like about this particular Shield EZ. It's not a difficult trigger, but you know, when you've got a new gun owner trying to pull back a double action trigger and hold the sights on the target perfectly, sometimes that's pretty difficult to do for just a novice shooter or someone who hasn't shot a lot. So it comes down to where if you can find one that you really like or that the trigger's good for that person, get it. I wouldn't throw a new gun owner into a 1911 with a safety, you know, right off the bat, 2-pound trigger or something, you know. So, but each person is, you know, can make their own choices. Dan is asking, what about Tesla? I say buy all the stock you can.
Yeah, Baldy said he's got the truck on pre-order, so I'm calling him out, saying that he's a sellout and he's a Tesla hipster.
Well, hey, the good thing is Tesla's moving out of California and they're coming to Texas. So welcome aboard, Elon Musk. We'll take you.
Yeah, that's because they want to launch rockets out of there. That's why, probably.
Hey, that's all good, man. Trust me. I don't blame him for dumping that California taxes. I would too. But yeah, we bought into those those stocks a long time ago. So yeah, heck, I think they're $650 a share as of yesterday. So, and with the new truck coming out, the new batteries coming out, yeah, he's got some good stuff going on. So, but yeah, I know I've heard a lot of people, CZ, Teslas, and all that. If you have any of those, you're pretty much a hipster. So, and yes, this comment is a very good comment, and I've got to recognize it. Knuckles, that is true. Tesla, was a good band. They're still a good band. So yes, Modern Day Cowboy is one of my favorite songs. Yeah. What's up, Red October? And yeah, hopefully, Texas can, hopefully with this lawsuit, maybe they can save some other states. I'm glad they said, hold our beer and we'll jump in.
We'll see. We'll see how you guys are liking Tesla there when they try to turn you guys into California Junior.
No, if you've ever actually listened to him, he doesn't. I mean, I'm not saying he might be, he might not be a gun guy, but if you've listened to his beliefs and things, he's pretty much on board with a lot of the freedoms. But
we shall see.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, like I said, we've got a lot of them coming here that are trying to get away from that want their freedom, and then we've got some that are trying to bring, that attitude or that belief here. So, we've been fighting that for years. Probably won't get any better. But yes, somebody said he's a self-made man, and yeah, he is. But we're getting pretty close. What do you got coming up on the channel? Anything else that you want to talk about before we shut this bad boy down?
I'm going to be doing the Shield 2.0 optic ready version soon. That's about the first thing I'm going to do. Okay. I just haven't had a chance to get out and shoot it, so that's going to suck because right now I can't go anywhere. So I've got that. So I'll do an overview on that. It's basically, obviously it's the same gun as a Shield 4-inch, but it's just got this little cute plastic optic on it, and it's a pretty good optic, man. We could sit there, so yeah, but will it last it through a nuclear blast? Well, no, but I think for the average person, I think it's a good option. And the Shield is hard to beat. It's just a really good gun. Yes, we can talk about the capacity and everything, but if you look past that, you're going to realize that Shield still has a place. I just fully believe in this handgun. I just think it's really, really good.
Yeah, I've still got two of them, the 45 and the 9. I still love them. So they're great pistols, and they're proven. They've sold tons of them. Yeah, and the optic on that one's made by Crimson Trace. So you'll have to keep shooting it and see what you think about it. I don't have any experience with them.
That's the thing. I don't think this is a Crimson Trace. I think this is made by Shield.
No, I think it's Crimson Trace. Smith & Wesson bought Crimson Trace.
Right, I know they bought Crimson. I know they bought them, but I don't think this is a Crimson Trace.
If you pull it, well, I talked to a Smith & Wesson rep, and they said that they are Crimson Trace. So I don't know, but you can verify it, just make sure. But they said that it was. But
maybe it is. I don't care. It's pretty cool. It's cool. It's not anything. It's not anything high end or anything to write home about necessarily in regards to its functionality, but it's a good dot. It's a solid red dot. I'm looking down at it right now, and it's really on. I like the fact that it's a simple system. So if you're not into necessarily doing this, that, and everything else, this is cool. It's kind of a cool way to look at it, and I think being it's a 4-inch, it makes a little bit more sense than on a smaller Shield. But I still think Smith really did a great job on redesigning the Shield. The 2.0 is really just a good gun, and I still think it's better than the 48. But when you have the option of 10 rounds versus 8 and 7, that kind of brings it up a little bit more in regards to the favor of the Glock. But
yeah,
I think overall the Shield is a solid gun. Just
thinking about this, and this is something you could even call customer service and ask, because I'm honestly curious. The Shield or Smith & Wesson, they have a lifetime warranty on all their guns. I'm wondering about if it comes with the dot, if they will warranty that dot for the lifetime. That would be pretty interesting to find out. They might. Who knows?
Yeah, it would make sense since they're owned by them if it's a Crimson Trace,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They very well might do it. But yeah, I've got a versus video that is actually, I think it's really, really good. It should get a lot of people's, not necessarily their attention, but I think it's actually a really good video personally, because I've been asked this a lot. So I think this one really pertains. And then I've got something that I shot some stupid groups. And I'll show you the groups. I've got them all laid out. You'll be able to see them. But really, really enjoying this particular thing. And that's the video I'm talking about, that I've already gotten some other stuff for it. So you'll find out in the video what I'm talking about, but pretty excited about those two coming out. So one of them should be coming out Friday, and then the other one after that. But, as far as what I've got going on or what's coming up, I don't really, those are the two. I don't really have any other stuff that is, super, super important or anything like that. But Yeah, I definitely want to tell everyone thank you for coming on. Hit the thumbs up. We appreciate it. It helps out the algorithms. Like, share, and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram. We both 17's back on Instagram. I will.
Yeah,
You
that
forgot to
was
say
about
that.
3-day hiatus.
Yeah, you forgot to say that. So I wanted
But
everybody to
you
go
know
check
what
it
though?
out.
I've decided to only do it sparingly. Like, I'm not on there all the time because it's just, like I said, I was interfering with just life. So,
Sure.
I'm taking it
I just
slow.
wanted to tell them because you haven't said anything about it. So that, in case they
Yeah, that's all
wrote
right.
you off, I wanted them to jump back on. But
Oh, they can write me off anytime they want. It's fine.
well, I was going to say we didn't even start the chat, and I think I had 6 thumbs down, but I'm used to my haters, so it's all good.
And that's you're big time. You're making it.
No.
Yeah, when you made it, people hate you. So
Yeah. Well, hey, it's always good to be thought about. Put it that way, positive or negative. But yeah, if you got any final thoughts, you can go ahead and pop them out.
Nope. I'm gonna just keep doing what I do. I'm one day gonna get a big offer for somebody and make a lot of money doing this. But
There you go.
until that happens, I'm just gonna keep on chugging along.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we appreciate everybody out there. Y'all stay safe, well, and definitely carry on. And we will see you next Wednesday.
See
Thanks,
you guys.
everyone. Y'all take care.
Have a good night.